Oh, good morning, friends. It is day 19 on the Mountains to Sea trail here, and I'm about to walk away from the Goshen Creek H2 campsite and try to make for 24 miles today. Listened to the forecast last night. Claims that it's going to be pretty nice today, not too hot. It's actually kind of chilly this morning, which is why I still have my jacket on. And I could see my breath when I first got up this morning, so there's that. Yeah, I should warm up here in a little bit, get the jacket off, and try and knock out that 24 miles today. I think I saw there's going to be lots of views and stuff today, so I'm looking forward to it. And let's get on the trail. Alright, looks like I am about to pass under the Barkway. Came up on this and I thought it was pretty, that's almost surprising. Look up at that and it's like, hey, there's a huge bridge. Alright. Another one of these climb over styles. Well, friends, Hiking Bamboo Road has not been my best road walking of the MST. Apparently it is rush hour coming down out of this place. Probably past 10 to 15 cars, maybe more than that. So far, some of them driving a bit too fast to suit me. And I've probably sucked up at least my month's dose of silica dust from the dirt road here being stirred up. That haze, I think that's dust. Yeah. I'm gonna get off soon though. So herein is another thing for an eastbound hiker to consider about that Goshen Creek campsite, is that you are going to be heading out into rush hour if you get up and get started from the Goshen Creek campsite. Maybe I got started a little earlier. I was on the trail by like 7:16 or something. But yeah, residential area up here. Lots of people heading down to work. I don't know that this burl is named, but I would propose naming it the Big Butt Burl. You see if you see it too. Well, here I go under the parkway in the tunnel. Beep, beep. You can honk the horn when you're walking too. Alright, I'm following the Blue Blazes to the H3 Deep Gap campsite. primitive backcountry site. See if it has anything more to offer than H2 Goshen Creek did. There it is. Oh, little flat spot for a tent. Does not appear that there are any dead trees imminently threatening the campsite. Somebody either forgot or abandoned the sleeping pad. Oh look, there's another nice little spot for a tent up there. And the remnants of, well, it might have been a fire ring at one time. I don't really care about the fire rings, even though they make for a nice place to dispose of water, because the charcoal does its charcoal thing to hide odors and whatnot. Anyways, yeah, okay, not a whole lot to this one either. I presume there's a water source not too far. I haven't passed it recently, so I'm assuming it's further east on the trail. That's your review of the H3 Deep Gap campsite. Well, I did find a dead tree, but I don't think it's imminently threatening the campsite. Alright, so to follow up on my comment about water near the Deep Gap site, this thing I crossed here kind of reminded me of that thought. It's like some of the culvert broke off and they used it as part of the trail here, which I think is pretty clever. But there is not water within a convenient walking distance of that Deep Gap site. So if you're going to camp there, probably want to load up somewhere and haul it in there. Now, you can, if you have the right equipment, you can carry enough water in to make camp and, have supper, have breakfast, and move on. But you need to plan on it, so there you go. Alright, so back there at the last overlook, I met somebody that's trail famous, and that is Jester. She is a hiker, podcaster, and co-owner of the MST Guide app. And gave me some info that supposedly I'll be able to cruise through this next little part of segment 5. And told me that there was another guy who had hiked all the way up from Florida. I think she said his name was Long Hauler, or Long Haulin, his trail name. So anyways, cool to meet people while I'm out here, and it looks like I'm about to cross over 421 or something. Well, I know for sure I've passed under this bridge many times, traveling back and forth to home from Appalachian. And at some point, I think I end up crossing 421 again on the trail. I won't swear to it, but I think I end up getting it again somewhere down in the eastern part of the state. Here comes the car. Let's hope they're on track here. Remember when we came up here to Chitola, I rode my road bike up this way, and I think I may have turned around right up here at this little parking area. Surprisingly, not a crazy amount of traffic on 421 right now either. It's felt like a lot of road walking today. Alright friends, a tree across the road right there. Center screen. It's like it's got lush green foliage. When you get to the top of it, you're like, oh look, it's dead. No lush green foliage. Every bit of it is shooting off of a poison ivy vine. Every bit of it. This has been a very poison ivy kind of segment here on the trail. You get down in the low, basically below 3,500 feet, you're going to see it. And I don't know, a lot of people aren't allergic to it, so probably don't care. But there you go. Alright, since I crossed 421, this has pretty much been what the trail has been like. So I'm up here above the parkway on the side of a mountain, and for the most part it's been uphill, but not a whole lot of uphill. It seems to be pretty gradual. I'm sure averaging it matches the parkway. There are certainly parts where it's almost flat, and parts where it gets steeper, even a couple of little downhill spots, but just climbing. Alright, so hiking definitely got easier once I got in the Jeffress Park. Looks like I'm coming up on the Jesse Brown cabin up here. I'll take a look inside of that. And I think there's a Cool Springs Baptist Church up here somewhere too. Nice. Little structure down there as well. Wonder what that was. Oh, little spring going into it there. That's neat. And a whole bunch of bugs up there. Okay. That's neat. That's pretty cool there. Definitely don't have the chinking in it anymore, obviously. It's probably pretty cozy at one time. And the graffiti. So, downstairs, there's an upstairs on it too. Probably connected at one time. And probably not connected right now for liability reasons. Alright, and I don't think I see any signage for this. That's what the trail guide says, is that's the Jesse Brown cabin. And then that this is the Cool Springs Baptist Church. Which is not much bigger than the cabin, I might say. Alright, so the Cool Springs Baptist Church, and there were circuit preachers that would come through here occasionally. And they would sometimes spend the night in Jesse Brown's cabin. This is a church, but usually, according to the sign, they listen to the preaching in the shade of a tree. So there you go. Alright, here's the Jeffress Park Cascades, and they go way on down there. This little observation deck here is pretty cool. I can look and not fall over, which is probably the goal here. And definitely you would not want to slide out on that by accident, because I think you'd go a long way down and get hurt really bad. Anyways, I'm going to keep hiking. I'd love to go all the way to the bottom, but I've still got maybe 8 or 9 miles to go, so I'm going to get moving. This is not on the trail. This is a side trail adventure here. Alright, this is a section where the trail guide comments about how the trail is high above the Blue Ridge Parkway, and it is. Probably, I don't know, I think I can see the road down there. I'm probably at least 75 or 100 feet up, and sorry, I had a bug on me. Maybe higher at points, and I basically said that the trail guide said you could appreciate the difficult construction work it took to make this an easy walk. And if that's the case, I can see that some parts of this would have been really difficult to do. I've walked on a lot of trails where some difficult construction work went into making them, and I am appreciative for the things that were done to make this easier, and also for all the trail maintenance, because this has definitely been weed eated recently, and I do see that this is a much easier walk since the overgrowth has been cut back. There have been a lot of places on the trail today where I've emerged from the woods to something just beautiful and scenic, like this has been. Alright, so I'm here at the Blue Ridge Baptist Church, which over the top it says 1888. was presumably when it was established. And then across the way here there's a cemetery, and some of the graves are recent, some of the graves are very old. And as always in these older cemeteries, you can look around and find children and infants. Being a parent, it definitely makes me thankful for the medical technology that we have today, as well as just the fact that I have my children and can still hold them tight. So anyways, we'll get back underway. Friends, the last mile always feels the longest. Go ahead and say what I'm thankful for first, and that is that there's not a whole bunch of poison ivy here like there was on that other fence line that was almost just like this. What I will say about this is that definitely the trail maintenance has not been done yet here, and you know, I'm not the one doing it, so I can't say too much about that. But I'm doing the careful dance between an electric fence and tall grass. You can tell the fence is still alive. Well, probably still alive. It's been alive recently, at least. Probably still is. I don't want to test it. But you can see all the dead grass here. Alright, and here comes the poison ivy. Hopefully it stays on the trees and not on the trail. Alright, so I made it to the Obids Creek H4 campsite. Looks like there are flat spots on the ground for a couple of tent sites there. Some wood. Not sure what that's for. And if nothing else, maybe it was just cleared out of the area here. And I think I hear the creek running. It looks like there's a trail that goes over there to it, so I should have a water source here too. And the parkway's just over there, so try and get camp going here shortly and get some supper in me so I can go to bed before it gets too dark. Alright friends, here is the Obids Creek water source. I hope there's enough light for you to see it. As promised, there's a tiny little waterfall there. Maybe a tiny little waterfall there too. And definitely animals around here. I believe that's a big old deer track there. Whether you can make that out or not. Let me shine some light on it. Maybe. Alright, water time. Alright, hopefully I'm semi-visible on the screen here. So day 19 wrap up. Today for me was a day of watching where I was going very carefully, mainly because of the amount of poison ivy along the trail today. And maybe I shouldn't worry about it as much, but if I get a rash, it's going to make hiking very uncomfortable. I've already had the bug bites, trying to avoid that. But yeah, a lot of beautiful scenery, a lot of places where I had my head down looking at what I was about to step on instead of looking out. Funny story for Jennifer there, because she can't stand that I do this. But I'm running really low on gas for my cook stove, so I didn't cook the ramen tonight. I ate it raw, and I dumped the flavor packet in a little bit at the time as I was eating the ramen, so I'd get the electrolytes from it. Yes, I know, it's gross, but I'd eat the spaghetti that's and then go to bed. So, there you go.